Hey y'all, what's up? Girls back at it again. You already know what it is. Welcome back to a brand new episode of Gifted Since 92. And I am here to review the one and only Mariah Carey. She just put out an album, Caution, which came out November 16th. And I will say Mariah Carey does not have nothing to prove. And for being a Mariah Carey fan, it's really exciting to see her still make music. But overall, I've listened to this album 3 times. Okay? It is very good. It's a very well put together project. She took her time after a 4-year hiatus from her last album, Me, I Am Mariah, The Elusive Chanteuse, which that album and that era was really good. I just feel like this album, Caution, it's like, I think overall it's kind of like Mariah's way of saying that I still got it. You know what I'm saying? And for people who grew up with Mariah, as I said, being a Mariah Carey fan, I grew up with all her music. I got most of her albums. I love her songs. Like, you can't tell me shit about Mariah Carey, okay? And even for Mariah Carey fans, you can't tell us shit because Mariah has been in the music business for a long time. She has, that longevity. She has really appealed worldwide with her music. And it's like for her fans to still rock with her, we still rock with her to this day. This album is really good. It's like one of like the best R&B albums I've heard in a long time in her catalog. And I will put Caution in her catalog of other R&B albums that she, have put out. And, I just think Caution is really a good body of work. Do I think it's her best body of work? To be honest, I think so. And I'll just break it down why. I will talk about the production. I'll talk about my songs. I'll talk about my favorite songs. So this album has 10 tracks, which is really good. She got GTFO, which means get the fuck out. She got With You, Caution, A No No, The Distance featuring Ty Dolla Sign, Giving Me Life featuring Slick Rick and Blood Orange, One Mo Gin, 8th Grade, Stay Long, Love You featuring Gunna, and Portrait. My favorite tracks would be Get the Fuck Out, With You, Caution, A No No, The Distance, Giving Me Life, One More Gin, 8th Grade, and Portrait. But I would say my favorite tracks would be, my real favorite tracks would be With You, Caution, A No No, The Distance, Giving Me Life, 8th Grade. How the hell did I skip? One More Gin. Okay, I already said the other one. And Portrait. Those are the tracks that really stand out to me the most. So we'll start off by saying that overall the production is more of the R&B and hip hop of Mariah Carey, and I feel like she wanted for this album to be like, okay, what is Caution about? I feel like she did a great job of just sticking to a sound that she is well known for, that she's always experimented, and for her to do more of the R&B and hip hop vibe on this album is a great way, because it's really a good direction. It's like, I feel like even with this current generation of music, they're more listening to like the rap and the trap and hip hop and R&B. And Mariah Carey, she can move with the times with her music. That's why with her, she can take a break from making an album and then come back years later and still knock it out the ballpark, which this is what she did with Caution. And I feel like the production overall is a great blend of R&B, hip hop, a little bit of pop, but she really, to be honest, I didn't really hear a lot of pop. It's barely pop on this album, but I think it's just more R&B and it's just more hip hop. Okay, she got like Ty Dolla Sign on there. She got Slick Rick. He's a hip hop legend. So it's like, so overall, I would say, let's see. I would say when she had put out Get the Fuck Out as like the buzz single, it gave more like a, more melodic, like, mid-tempo, kind of like a slow jam. And we'll Get the Fuck Out. I did a review on that song. So Get the Fuck Out is like she's fed up with a dude and all that. So check out that review. I already covered that. With You, it's like a really good song, great production. Her vocals are on point. She's singing in the best of her ability, and she still got it. I did a review on that, so check that out. Caution. Caution's more upbeat. It has more like the production's more like kind of like upbeat, R&B and hip hop. It give you more like that kick, push, that feel. So proceed with caution. A guy that she's digging, that she likes. So she's letting him know don't wait too long. So yeah. A no. She did this song, which is sampled by Crush on You, which is a really, really good sample, and I really enjoy it for what it is. Overall, good album. I'm sorry, record. It's like, and I feel like it's like, okay, cool. Like she's bringing back like a hit record that Lil Kim did. Like that was real dope. Distance is one of my favorite. The Distance, it gives me that Prince vibe for some. I don't know. It's like, be honest. Come in with the beat and the production, sonic R&B meets like a record, but a blend of like that retro R&B vibe. It's kind of like her vocals and overall itself. It's just like, it's very nostalgic. So you can, this, and I did a review on that. So that's Giving Me Life. Now, Giving Me Life, featuring Slick Rick. I have to be honest, this songs, I think it's one of the most standout songs. Give Me Life, just a more like reproduction, like when you it's kind of like talking of that hip hop vibe of. So it's like the strongest element of pop Mariah when she came out to the music. He's a hip hop legend, so for him, we haven't heard Slick Rick, and he really did his thing. And I really One More Gin, another R&B like up to. So it's more like that Mariah's that best. So that's what's up. By Timbaland, and I'm a fan of Timbaland, his production. I just love his tempo, but then you go along to it, and it's just so melodic. Everything with a punch. It's just so like mesmerizing. It's more like when it's the shit. Like he's a rapper. I'm not familiar with R&B music is, and in today's like hip hop twist. And I've worked with different people. Right, you work with Mariah. Production is really good. And the last song is Portrait, which is such like a reflection of who she is as a person. And Mariah, she hits it home every goddamn time with these daggone. I think some of her, I would like to say most of her albums, she will have a good combination of like personal records in her albums. And that's why Mariah Carey, she's like the queen of like giving you like that ballad feeling and like the personal introspective of who you are as a human being, who you are as a person. And Portrait is that song where she just reflects back on her life, her experiences, where she's at now, how she's felt as a human being. And it's like, listen, I feel it, like seriously. And I feel it so much because it's like, it's almost, it just, I didn't cry, but I know Mariah Carey fans, like when you listen to her music, some of her music, she will take you there, and she's not afraid to show that vulnerability. And that's why artists like her, they're not afraid to show that vulnerability, and they're not afraid to show that side of like, yes, I've been there, I've been in a place where I've been down, I've been confused, and this last song right here, I think is a great way to close off the album. And I love the fact that she's sticking to her guns, to what she knows with her music. And Portrait is a really beautiful record. I love the melody, I love the production. It's like, it's more like, just more like a memoirs, like a reflection of like just who she has become right now. And it's like, yo, hey, as a Mariah Carey fan, part of Team Land Billy, we know what's up, so we know. But overall, I will say this, in my honest opinion, this album is a good album. As a Mariah Carey fan, I am satisfied. I am, grateful. It's a really good album, and I want people to check it out. I really do. I think Mariah, she took her time with this album. She didn't rush, and she knew what she wanted to say, and she knew what she wanted to do with her music. And I feel like some people, like I said, I've heard other people's reviews, album reviews of her, new music, currently right now with this album, of course. And I have to be honest, I feel like sometimes there is a bias towards Mariah Carey, because I'm going to tell you something. She's not the only one. But I feel like artists like her that's been in the music business for a long time and has achieved a lot of success and has seen how impactful her music has really just spread across the world. Like, Mariah Carey fans are everywhere. She got fans from across the globe. Like, people know who the fuck Mariah Carey is, okay? They know because of her music. And see, it's like an artist like her is rare, and you don't get that many of them nowadays. But for some people, they've had their critiques on her music. Maybe a few albums they felt like, she should have done better than her previous efforts. They felt like her new music now is it's not the best as her older bodies of work. And I respect that, and I understand. Artists, when they come in the game and they put out their best bodies of works consistently, because I feel that, and I believe she has been consistent with her music throughout the years. She never lost her sauce. She just had to always find something, like, she just had to try to maintain, her brand and her music. And she have always, to me, have nailed it every time. Even though some of her critics throughout the years, they may have said, her music isn't really as good as her older albums. Because, yes, I know that from their perspective, like, I have most of her albums, her debut albums, like, pretty much, like, the first, let's see, 5 albums, like, when she was out, like, when she started off in her career. And then I got, like, a few albums, like, later on. So I would say that she has done a great job just maintaining her legacy and just doing what she loves to do. And that's all that matters, because at the end of the day, she's going to put out good music. Whether people going to say, well, her music's not as really good as it was before. Okay, that's fine. I respect your opinion. And also, some of her critics have said that they felt like she kind of, like, the R&B and the hip-hop side of her is kind of like, it's not really, like, appealing, or it's cliche or just cheesy. And I'm sitting up here, my black ass is like, well, for your information, I mean, everybody knows that Mariah can motherfucking nail it on a hip-hop and R&B joint, okay? Like, look at her catalog. Look at all, like, the rappers she worked with, people that she produced with, hit records. You can't tell me that R&B Mariah and hip-hop Mariah isn't the shit, because she will go grit. She goes gritty. She'll go hard in the paint. Well, hey, to this day, I can say that's Mariah Carey. Off. So, Mariah Carey ain't good. Mariah Carey and J-Lo, you know how we do things around here. So stay